Lovelies, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Belinda Strana. Thank you so much for all the love and support. To my returning subscribers, to those people that share my videos and leave commentaries, you guys are the real MVP. So lovely. So I came across this video on my For You and I thought to share where this farmer who was actually in support of Orange Man flying his flags and all of that, all of a sudden turned the flag upside down. This got people reacting to the fact that, oh, you are regretting, you're crashing out. You are like, oh, okay, he's not longer my man. He's not longer the man for the job. Guys, I'm just going to roll the clip as well as some of all the stitches I was able to put together. Please leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. Please subscribe to this channel if you're here to do that. Like, and do not support, do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. I'm just all smiling because this is just so hilarious. All right, lovelies, let's dive into it.
The funniest shit ever. So this guy, for years, who always flown those Trump flags, well, nah, he turned the motherfucker upside down because Trump is fucking all the farmers. Look at this shit. I hope he fucks them all up, man. This is between coming from Helena and going to Little Rock. And now all of a sudden, his Trump 2024 flag is flying upside down. He had to pay a lot of money for that motherfucker, man. They put that flagpole there, and for years, he's always flown the Trump flags. And Trump fucked him in 2016 and to 2020. And now Trump's fucking him from 2025 all the way to 2028. And now it's upside down and half mast. I hope he fucks him out of his whole farm. I hope he destroys him with his stupid fucking terrorists and like he's fucking all these farmers. Well, good for you, sir. I guess you fucked around and found out, huh?
Vulcan Prince here. This is one of many, and I would suspect that this farm is somewhere in the Midwest. Flown Trump flags for years, and now all of a sudden that some bitch is flying upside down. Let me tell you something, Mr. Farmer. You do not get to do that. You do not get to complain. You do not get to say shit. The only thing you get to do, like the rest of us, is bend over and take it dry with no Vaseline. But I know why you're flying that flag upside down. It's because you realized something, didn't you?
She lives in, if anyone's from New York here,
it's because you realized it was at that moment that you fucked up. You know you fucked up, right? You fucked up. You know you fucked up. And now, because you're probably going to lose your farm to some big corporation, you're gonna get fucked up. And do you know why? It's because you fucked up.
That's his real name.
You know you fucked up, right?
His name in the movie is Apollo.
You fucked up.
And anyway,
you know you fucked up.
Basically, in this movie.
But look at the bright side.
A new friendship is formed.
They might give you a job working for minimum wage and no insurance.
Oh my gosh. And what is it like acting with a great team?
How about that?
He listens and hears everything. He absorbs all that.
Nothing good ever comes from hate.
Exchanging feelings with him.
You just learned a very valuable and expensive lesson.
I'm not kidding you. But no, we have.
Does this sound familiar?
Yes.
If you think the price of education is expensive, wait till you see how much ignorance costs you. Think it was me, and maybe Barack Obama, that has said that many times in recent years. And you know what the sad thing about it is? Every single fucking time, it turns out to be a true statement. So, To end this thing, I will simply say sorry about your damn luck. You knew that was coming.
I think you do.
Yeah.
Would you like to see
That is it. That's that. And that is all. And there is your thought for the day. Hope the rest of you Trumpazoids are paying attention because you're next.
Let's just do some.
Wait, what do we do?
My time is up. Thank you for yours. Vulcan Prince, out.
Watts and the friend. Take a look at this.
I'm a sixth-generation farmer from Newport, Arkansas. I grew up farming next to my parents, who are here today. I have, in their retirement for the past 10 years, been the primary operator of our farm, which is 2,000 acres of soybeans, corn, rice, and wheat. But what I should say today is that I used to be a sixth-generation farmer. In February, we made the decision to close our farm. We joined many other farming families making this heartbreaking choice to avoid significant financial strain, financial hardship before it was too late. Many more families like mine will make similarly hard choices this month, in the next few weeks. The ag economy is the worst it has been since the farm crisis of 1980, when the U.S. lost 1 in every 4 farms. And that's because the price we're paying for the crop we produce is so low, and the cost to produce that crop is so high that not a single commodity crop in Arkansas is profitable for farmers. Because agriculture is such an important economic driver in the United States, and because food production is a national security issue, the government steps in tough times to help farmers. Yesterday, I watched strangers pull away my tillage equipment. They drove my tractors away like combines. They loaded my power units and my fuel tanks onto trailers. Today, as I stand here, people are picking up the very last pieces of 6 generations of farming. And the people that we elected to protect us are eating in a ballroom at $7,000 a plate. I don't care whether you have an R or a D next to your name. I have no use for politicians that play dress up in cowboy boots and say they care about farmers and then do nothing in our hour of need. I don't necessarily have an ask for the people here, but I think y'all should know what's happening in farm country in Arkansas. Vote him out! And I
say they're now on the hook to foot massive bills after President Trump ordered the Department of Agriculture to freeze spending for grants and loans promised under the Biden administration. The Trump administration, though, rescinded the pause less than 2 days later, but the farmers who need that money still feeling the impact. Maryland flower farmer Laura Beth
President Donald Trump found himself at the center of controversy this Tuesday as a group of frustrated farmers voiced their concerns over policies they say negatively impacted their livelihoods. Gathering at a rally in the Midwest, the farmers passionately expressed their struggles, citing trade wars and subsidy changes that they believe hurt their businesses. We trusted him to put American farmers first, but instead we faced higher costs and lost key markets, one farmer stated, referencing trade disputes that affected exports. Another added, "Farming is our way of life, and we can't afford policies that make it harder to survive." Trump, who has long championed his support for the agricultural industry, defended his record, pointing to relief packages and deals negotiated during his presidency. However, for some in the farming community, the impact of tariffs and shifting trade relationships has left lasting challenges. As the 2024 election looms, the growing divide among rural voters could play a crucial role in shaping the political landscape. Will Trump be able to win back the trust of those who once supported him, or will discontent among farmers become a major hurdle? One thing is certain. This issue is far from over.
During the State of the Union address, Trump had a message for farmers. That message is this: He's applying tariffs to Mexico to help them, because when Americans can't get produce from Mexico, they're going to be forced to buy it from American farmers. He said there's going to be a little bit of a disturbance, so he wants you farmers to hang with him. Unfortunately, many farmers are losing their farms today because he reversed the policies that were put into place by Joe Biden to help them. It's called Farmer FAFO, and you can look it up on TikTok. There are a whole lot of farmers who are losing their farms right now, and they're blaming Trump directly for this. So how exactly will these tariffs be helping any of them? One of the biggest reasons people voted for him was because he said he would bring down the price of groceries on day one. Not only did that not happen, but he has increased inflation up to 3% already. He can blame that on Biden all he wants, but the buck stops with him. This economy belongs to Trump, and the stock market dropped over 1,000 points because of him. By the way, have you seen the tweet that he posted in 2012? He said that if the stock market drops below 1,000 points within 2 days, that president should be impeached. I say we hold him to his word and impeach his ass, because last Monday and Tuesday, the stock market lost 1,300 points on his watch. Follow me for the next part.
Last night I watched video after video of farmers who might lose their farms because the government is reneging on contracts they wrote with these farmers. Hi guys, my name's Will, your favorite rural campaign and elections expert, and let's talk about it. Now the problem is President Trump's order to freeze most federal grants and loans has created a panic and uncertainty within the agricultural sector, which relies on billions of dollars in direct government assistance for loans, disaster relief, and conservation practices, many of which have been around since the days of FDR, and farmers have begun to rely on them. Now, if you've watched the news at all, you know that a federal judge blocked the order on Tuesday. The problem is, and what the media isn't telling you, is that farmers and ranchers over the last week to 10 days have begun to receive letters telling them that the government may not be able to live up to the promises they made in these signed contracts with farmers and ranchers to improve conservation and increase productivity on the farm. Sadly, I watched one cattle farmer video last night in the state of Missouri where he said that he's going to fall $80,000 short in funding because the government promised him that if he and his family invested in good conservation practices, they would support his efforts with grants and loans. He received a letter in the past 10 days telling him that they couldn't keep their promise even though they have a signed contract. And as a direct result, he's going to fall $80,000 short on his spring loan payment. And the only option he has right now is to sell his cattle. And he needs those cattle because those cattle are going to have calves, and he needs those calves to pay his fall payment. It's a no-win situation, and it's not his fault. My friends, this is the problem with electing a president that knows nothing about agriculture and placing people at the Department of Agriculture whose only understanding of growing crops and raising livestock is what they learned in a YouTube video on the plane on their way to Washington, D.C. To give you an example of the size of the problem, farmers received more than $10.5 billion in direct government payments in 2024, nearly half of which came from conservation programs, and that figure doesn't include federal crop insurance, which accounted for over $19 billion just in 2022 alone. And the consequences not only impact a farmer's ability to pay his loans, they also run the risk of costing farmers the land itself. As an example, the federal government approved a $2.3 million low-interest federal loan to replace drainage tiles in Montgomery County, Illinois. The loan was part of a $307 million USDA grant program to modernize rural drinking water and wastewater infrastructure. And for those of you that didn't grow up on a farm, drainage tiles or pipes buried under farmland carry away excess water. Farmers began using them in the 1890s, and many of these tiles in Montgomery County, Illinois are collapsing, and that causes flooding. And flooding prevents farmers from planting their crops. Now, farmers are starting to understand the extent of Trump's lack of knowledge, and they're starting to speak out. One farmer was quoted as saying, Trump has no knowledge, zero knowledge of what's important relating to agriculture, especially agricultural drainage. Unless you think that the grant programs spelled out in the freeze are the only way the Trump administration is attacking small family farms and ranches, remember this. This is just one piece of the puzzle. Before attempting to freeze federal grants and loans, Trump signed an executive order suspending all Inflation Reduction Act funding. including the USDA's Partnership for Climate, Smart Commodities, and a program aimed at supporting sustainable farming practices. The Inflation Reduction Act is a cornerstone of former President Joe Biden's climate policy, and it allocated $400 billion in funding and tax credits to spur conservation and green energy efforts. And many people don't know that billions of those dollars went into agriculture. Now, I know it's easy for Americans who are not involved in agriculture to simply say, well, that's who they voted for, or FAFO. But I'm simply asking everyone to remember that 30% of farmers and ranchers did not vote for Donald Trump. And the consequences of our inability to raise the amount of food that we need to grow to feed our country, and to grow the amount of livestock that we need to grow to feed our country and the world, will be felt mostly by poor people, the elderly, and children, more than anybody else. Now, I made a decision yesterday that from now on, when I do these videos, I'm going to end them with a call to action to tell people what they can do to make a difference. And here's your call for action. I'm asking everyone who watches this video and cares about food prices and the small family farm and ranch to call your elected officials, whether they're a Democrat or Republican, and tell them that the federal government needs to keep its word to small family farms and ranches. They need to provide the money that they promised they would provide for conservation efforts, improve farming, and increase productivity on the family farm. Farmers were counting on this when they signed the paper and spent the money that they spent. And don't let your politicians tell you that farmers aren't in danger. These letters have already gone out, and farmers have already been notified that they may not receive the funds that they were promised. And any politician that tells you otherwise is either sorely misinformed or they're lying to you. And I'm going to ask you to do one other thing. Please follow me here on TikTok and on YouTube. On YouTube, we go under the name Westmoreland Pops. And join the Back 40, because we're fighting every day to improve life in rural America and to stand up against politicians who claim to support rural Americans but vote every day against their best interests. If we combine our voices and we work together, we can make a positive difference and bring about critical change. Thanks, everybody. My name's Will. That's the news from the Back 40, and I hope you have a great day.
In a recent post, Trump told farmers that tariffs were coming on agricultural products and to look forward to selling more of their crops inside the United States. Now, I'm not a farmer per se, but I am friends with farmers and I've talked to them and I've watched their content. Here's a list of 4 things that are grown the most in the United States. These 4 products account for 265 million acres of farmland. And of the total amount grown in this country, these 4 things, soybeans, corn, hay, and wheat, make up 89% of everything that we grow in America. This is the problem with tariffs. Take soybeans, for example, the second most grown product in the United States at 82 million acres. More than 60% of all the soybeans grown in this country are exported, and most of them go to China. And the crazy thing is, at 82 million acres, we are still the second largest producer of soybeans, the largest being Brazil. So when Trump put tariffs on all goods coming from China, try and guess what the first product they put reciprocal tariffs on. That's right. Soybeans. In 2023, Brazilian soybeans already averaged about 12% cheaper. Imagine what will happen if you add 10% to the cost in a country that imports most of our soybeans. They will go to the place where they can get soybeans for 22% cheaper. And you know what else China is looking to put tariffs on now? That's right. Corn. And here's another reality. Farmers can't just magically start growing other things. Whether you're talking environmental issues or soil makeup, there is a reason we don't and can't grow everything that we consume in this country. There is a reason that basically all tomatoes that we eat during the wintertime come from Mexico. These trade wars will not just hurt the American people in their wallets at the grocery store. When you add in the loss of labor in farms because of all the deportations nationwide, nationwide, they will shut people's businesses down. And if you're one of those people that's saying, short-term pain for long-term gain, tell that to the farmers and other businesses that will lose everything because of these tariffs, because of Trump's choices. Tell that to the people now that will have to start deciding between paying rent or eating food. But that's okay, right? Because, other people's pain for your gain. Yeah, got it.
Like, the thing is that every single human being is actually effing around and finding out. Every single one of them. No one is exceptioned. Even the ones that were dancing, are we birds? For or was it the ones that were flying flags here and there? Or will you even talk about the ones that don't want the internet to hear what because of this man? But now they are regretting. I don't know that they are going to regret. No, it's not as if that they are regretting. They are regretting because it's affecting them. They are not regretting their votes. Because this is far from regretting. These people are not regretting their vote. They are just regretting to the fact that it's affecting them. They never regret their votes. Why do you think that they want to regret their votes? They're all white supremacists. So they will never regret their vote. The only thing I see the MAGA supporters are regretting right now is the fact that it is affecting them. Their plans are not working. What they actually thought will happen is not happening. Like, they thought that, all of his policy are just going to affect maybe people that looks like me, most especially then affect the other POC people. But they never knew that it was going to affect them directly. This is why it's as if they're regretting their vote. They are not regretting their vote. They are regretting to the fact that, they are angry to the fact that it's affecting them. This is just what I see from all this whole shenanigans. Because I haven't seen MAGA regrets. No. I think MAGA angry because they don't regret their votes. Why I say so is that these same people that is crying, turning their flags upside down and all of that, Orange Man might want to come for the third time. You'll be so shocked. You'll be so shocked and surprised to see the same people crying, voting for him again. They will never learn. They will never learn. They will vote for him over and over again and still come out and cry. And still come out and cry of how they regret their votes. I don't believe that they regret their votes. I always see someone that is so angry that it is affecting me. They are so angry to the fact that it's affecting them. They're so angry to the fact that, they never thought that things might actually go wrong this way. It is affecting them. It is affecting their loved ones. They are just angry. They are just angry. The time to fly your flags is just here. Do whatever you want. It is your time to shine. They say that the seed at which you plant, when it germinates, it is all your fault. Anything that comes out from the seed, that is all your fault. My own take is the fact that people who never contributed with all of the things that is going on are still finding out, even if they never ever around. Why can't this life is just not balanced at all? Why can't these people who actually contributed with all of the things going on to be affected alone and leave the ones that never contributed? This is just my only sadness, But I think that because they know that they did the right thing, they are not going to be angry because they are expecting what happened. But to these ones who expected that things are going to turn out So it's going to be very, very difficult for them to talk it in. It's going to be very, very difficult for them to accept it. And this is why it's as if they're crashing out. So I posted a video once and somebody left a comment section talking about how, oh, you were all just talking as if this does not affect black people. It affects my people. But why is it as if black people are not crashing out, are not, it's the fact that they told you guys. And they are already used to, after helping people, the way at which people backstab them and all of that, they are used to that. So they always have a plan A, B, C ahead. That does not mean that it does not affect them. But they already getting used to a system like this. They already know how to face whatsoever difficulties that comes on their way. That is why it's as if they're not speaking of it. It's not that it's not affecting them. It is, but like it is just not up to what a black person has faced in life. It's not up to. This is just an outcome case compared to what being a black person will actually make you go through in a system as that. So you live in the commentary talking about how, oh my God, why? It's also affecting black people. Like, yeah, it will, but it's not gonna pain them the way at which it's paining you right now. It's not gonna like shock them. It's not a shock. They did their own bidings. It was actually left for you to do yours, but you decided that your level of brilliances, as I'm trying to shift my camera. So you decided that your level of brilliances is more than your humanity. Anyway, lovelies, wanna just leave me your own thought in the comment section of what you think of this video. Please subscribe to this channel if you're here to do that, and I will see you, lovelies, when I upload the next one.